Hey, good morning, YouTube. Welcome to another episode of Bryan. I wanted to talk about where I'm at. Like, I'm on day 6 of the Next Gold Rush Toolkit. You know, that's where I'm at. Actually, I did day 6 and day 7. And one thing I realized is, I don't know where it came from, but because I've already done the Abraham Hicks version of this game, and I was kind of looking back at some of my notes, and I realized that on that game, like on day 6, it's only like $32,000, but on the Next Gold Rush Toolkit, it's a whole lot more. Day 7 is like $320,000. But as I was doing it, I realized that my heart just wanted something deeper. Like, I wanted to get to more of the root of where all that came from. And I was like, man, I wanted to share, but it's like I don't really feel like super authentic and excited about, you know, that money deal. You know, now I'm understanding that it's more of an issue of my heart and getting to the real deal, you know, what's inside of me. And I'm so happy that you're along this journey with me. I think the one thing that I'm learning is that, yeah, I am really excited about, you know, that again, that's my baby. This is my first, you know, my first self-published book. And it's a journal. I mean, it's tiny. It's not a book, but I did it, you know, I did it. And I'm so proud of myself that I did it. And I'm so thankful for those of you that have shared in this celebration with me. And there's so much more to come. And I realized that it's all about, like, for me, choosing to do the inner work in my heart. And I've been doing a lot of stuff for the last, I would say, 10 years. I've been working on myself and what's going on in me. And this morning, I just had a realization. You know, one of the things that Abraham Hicks, you know, they talk about taking the path of least resistance. And I've struggled with that, you know, my entire life. I'm more of a, we just gotta work and push through it and, you know, suck it up and do it. And that's kind of been my way for most of my life. And maybe a lot of you resonate with that. And if this is coming across on your feed or you're subscribed to this channel, like, I'm sure that you've experienced that same thing in your life. And one of the things that's amazing about water, you know, water takes the path of least resistance. I mean, that's why we have the Grand Canyon, you know, just like that. Water for, you know, millennia just kept going, and it found its easiest path through. And human beings, you know, we're a huge percentage of us is water. I mean, that's why we have to hydrate or die. And it just goes to show, like, it's natural that we, no matter where we are in our lives, no matter how old we are or how young we are, if we can just choose to allow ourselves to take that path of least resistance, like water would, and just imagine that your body, you don't even really have to imagine it because it's scientific fact, you know, we are water. And, you know, and that's what I'm trying to do, is allow my body, me, who I am, to take that path of least resistance through that inner work. And then it's also, for me, and probably for a lot of you, it's a physical journey too, like our bodies and what they go through. And lately, you know, with hurting my knee and, you know, really literally just being kind of forced to slow down. And I've always, that's one thing that's really encouraging, thinking that a lot of people watch this on a TV screen. Like, I've always wanted to be that rock star. I've always wanted to be a star. And I'm like, go, I want to do this, I want to do that, to, you know, get my story out there for those of you that want to listen, you know, that even resonate with it. You know, that's the most important thing for me, is that if we resonate with the message, then let's just vibe together, you know, in that way. And being forced to just kind of spend time with myself and heal my body and do the things that I need to do to heal that has opened my eyes to see where I'm impatient, you know, like I want things to happen. I want it to happen now. But that's not the way life works. And I'm super grateful that, number one, I can still walk, you know, and I'm super grateful that I'm not laid up in a wheelchair, because I've been there and it sucks. And it's like totally life altering when you're not mobile. And so many of you are in that position right now. But I know that for me, it's teaching me patience and trust to know that everything's working out exactly the way it should. And right now, like I'm in a crossroads in my creativity. Like there's a pull to want to satisfy the algorithm and get my story out there as much as I can. And there's so many different ways, you know, to pay to make your YouTube channel more, you know, popular or whatever. TikTok does it. You can pay. And like I tried it. I was like, oh, let's see what happens here. And this was on TikTok, you know, I paid, it was like $20 or something. And my video got like 5,300 views. And that was the video that said, hey, if you really want to follow my story, go over to the YouTube channel. And I think I got like maybe 1 or 2 subscribers from that, which is cool. You know, whatever, I'll take what I can get. But I realize now that I want to create connection. Like I want to build connection between us. You know, we're already connected energetically, but I want us to be connected, you know, conversationally or whatever. You know, that's the beautiful thing about YouTube, is that we get, you know, people from all over the world. And I realize that that's where I'm at. That's the content I want to put out. That's who I want to be. I want you to just see what I'm going through as a 55-year-old white man in America. You know, like I literally see myself, you know, in my current situation as one of the most privileged species on the planet, you know. But I'm also a hillbilly, and I'm also a white-back Mexican. You know, like I identify as a white-back Mexican, you know, like that's my soul. That's who I am, the Latina vibe, you know, all that stuff. And I love everyone. I love, you know, people ask me like, are you a Trumper? I had a lady ask me that the other night, and I'm like, I'd say I'm apolitical, you know, like I want to love everybody, because I know everybody's going through whatever they're going through. You know, Kamala, I can't imagine what she's going through. I love her, you know, tons of respect. And same thing with Donald, you know, like we're all doing the best we can. So I digress. One of the things that also I'm going through right now is just the practical structure of my YouTube channel and how I want to take it, and, you know, my social media, you know, the foundation of the empire that I want to build through writing and everything. And I realized I got a new iPhone, which is really wonderful and it's super helpful. But also I'm a writer, and, you know, for me, I feel much more comfortable actually pen to paper, but that's not sometimes practical. My hands get tired. You know, I got, you know, my hands, I've worked my whole life and they can get crampy and everything. And, so I'm really seeing that, you know, just like the keyboard is really where I want to be. But, you know, trying to decide between a laptop and building a computer, which I've done in the past, and realizing that, you know, I'm not the master money manifestationer, by the way, you know, like everything's getting prepared, but I know that I want my heart to be in a place of receiving of it whenever that happens. And like I trust, and I'm being patient. And so yeah, I'm in like I'd love to build like a gaming computer. Trey's really into gaming, and, you know, it'd be so cool to play with him on different games he likes, and then Joya's into sim stuff, and like to be able to do that, you know, that would just be awesome. And so I kind of leaning towards just building myself a desktop. You know, I've done it before. It's basically parts and the hardware part of it, and the software I'll learn, you know. But yeah, so I want to use that as a tool to build, like Trey and my daughter, you know, like all of our creative foundation together. Like that's a good building block start for me. And so, you know, and I want you to see what I'm doing with that, you know. This is more of a lifestyle thing, and if it's going to be on your TV screen, you know, I want to keep it clean as possible and keep my mouth in check in case there's 3-year-olds sitting there watching, you know, or whatever. But yeah. And then one thing that, with everything that's happening, I'm learning to honor the pause, you know, just like, and I want to encourage you to do that too. Like if you're faced with some things that are just, maybe you're just exhausted, tired, you know, just honor that. Give yourself the love that you require to continue to transform and to grow, because at the end of the day, you are the most important part of this whole journey, you know. And it's okay, like what I just went through with the Next Gold Rush Toolkit, you know, it's okay to take a pause when your heart wants to lead you in another direction. And I want to encourage you to just accept it and honor it. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. And I'm so honored that you're witnessing it and seeing it. So thank you. If you watch this, you know, definitely subscribe. You know, that helps me a ton. I really am looking forward to monetizing my channel in different ways, you know, and I already have my link tree set up if you wanted to you know, support the cause of Bryan and what I'm doing. There's many ways you can do that through, you know, purchasing my book, checking it out, doing that yourself, the journal, and also have links for if you just wanted to donate. So I would appreciate it, especially right now. But I'm trusting in everything, and I want to create value and yeah, bring you as much of me as I can to share with you, so it will inspire you to be you and to do what you know you want to and need to do for yourself. So yeah, that's what we got for today. Have a wonderful day. It's a gorgeous day here in Florida. Highly recommend South Florida if you're looking for a place to visit and check out. And definitely connect with me if you do. Like I said earlier, I'm doing this for connection. And yeah, the money would be nice, but I just feel like we're all connected anyway, so let's just plug into the people that we vibe with. And thanks for vibing with me.